Hello and welcome, or welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you my decor for my Tinkerbell's house. Whenever I was designing this house, I had to decide, do I want to make this a shop or do I want to make this a house? And whenever we had a particular Dream Snaps challenge where we had to design a slumber party for friends, I designed a room in this house skin, and based off of that room that I designed, I then designed the entire house skin around that theme. So whenever I was designing this house skin in particular, I decided to go with a gold and brown color palette with mostly pink as my main color. So pink was my main color that I was going with, and then my neutral tones were basically the brown and the gold. And I wanted to mix in that royal and regal look as well as making it a bit rustic. And I wasn't sure it was going to work out, but I am really happy with the way that this did turn out. Whenever I'm designing a space, I like to give myself kind of a little bit of a story to get an idea of what I want to put in this space. And I decided in this room, which I should probably add more mannequins even though they might freak a couple of people out, that I wanted to make it a brunch space for a birthday brunch for the friends. Whenever I was creating food for the space, I picked only a couple of meals because I didn't want it to feel a little chaotic. And typically whenever you have brunch with friends, you're not going to have like 10 or 20 dishes. There's maybe going to be 3 to 4. You can see here I have quite a few adorable dishes, and I think that these are from the Eternity Isle recipes, and I have quite a few premium items in here as well as items from the Storybook Vale crafting menu. I guess I can call it a menu. I was really excited whenever these curtains finally came in the premium shop because it gave us the ability to make a room feel a lot more luxurious. So sorry, I'm trying to go fast but slow as well, and I'm getting a little bit better with the Joy-Cons. And then of course I like whenever my spaces feel nice and bright, so I added lots of lighting, and it might be over bright for some people, but when I play on the Switch I find that it feels a little dim, so I tend to over brighten a lot of my spaces when I'm decorating. So you can see here I pulled all of the furniture forward so that I could get tons of curtains up, and I really do love that. And then of course at the top here I wanted it to have a very fun eclectic vibe to it. With this aesthetic that I was trying to accomplish, I felt that the lanterns were perfect for it, and they felt very Fairycore. Let's go into the first space. Okay, I lied. This is the second space. We were in the first space. Whenever I was designing this room, I wasn't too sure what else I wanted in the room, but I knew that I wanted this table and these chairs as my centerpiece. I threw the vines in because I thought that they were just absolutely stunning and perfect for this fairy theme. And then of course I kept the same windows that I was using in my other spaces, as well as the curtains for that luxurious feel yet again. And in this room I didn't overfill it, so I believe that we can actually walk around the entire room. And I lied, we can't. But that's typically how I end up designing whenever I do design. I like to fill a room and max out all of the floor space if possible. And if I can only walk around 50% of the room, I'm typically fine with that. I have some of the craftables from the new DLC, which I absolutely love these trees. They're stunning. And then I have a ton of items that I use from the Ariel bundle all the time. I love these windows. I absolutely love this foliage over here. I think that I use it in most of my house skins that are homes, and possibly in a lot of my house skins that aren't homes. And then again, I'm using fireflies in every single space in this house skin because I feel like it really goes with the theme that I was trying to accomplish. And you'll notice that my flooring is the same throughout the house because it is a house, and I like that continuity. So this is the game room, library, hangout space, and I hope that you like it. So let's go to the next room. This room here is the back room, and actually, funny enough, the room that started it all. It's nice, it's bright, it's ethereal. This room I use in my dream snaps, and I ended up deleting a lot of stuff out of it because you really couldn't walk around, and you know how you have to push everything kind of forward and around the camera for that better view. I typically get 4,000 moonstones as long as I try. If I don't try, it doesn't happen 4,000 moonstones anymore, but it is fun, and I really appreciate that Gameloft gives us the opportunity to earn moonstones for free. And then over here, sorry about that fast movement, in the corner, I would think that individual in this particular room would have a mirror whenever she's getting dressed and ready to look at themselves in. And then of course tea for all of your friends who are slumbering over. And on the ground here we have this delicious sweet ambrosia, the nectar of the gods. And then I was trying to figure out what would be a nice fun thing for in this area, and I hope it's not too generic, but I did go with the Rapunzel set because I figured this individual would like to paint, and then we can imagine that these images on the walls are paintings they did, or a tapestry if you'd prefer. I like to imagine she was the one who painted them, my character here. And then I don't believe that we can get around to the back in order for me to spin and show you this back corner, but at the end of this video I'm going to zoom out of every single room so that you can see them from the top if you like this layout, that you can use it as inspiration or a blueprint for your next design. One last and final turn and then we'll go in the last and final room. This is the final room. I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do whenever I was designing this room, and I saw online where somebody made a really cute dressing room, and I just thought to myself, I have to do a get ready room. Imagine that this individual who lives in this house, the Tinkerbell house, is very much into fashion and dresses and just loves to get dressed up for whatever reason, whether it's cosplay or an event or just for fun. And so I was going with that idea, and I always thought having a get ready room would be so cool. And I have seen how some content creators on YouTube have get ready rooms, and that would be such a cool thing to have. Personally, I like to be comfy more than I like to get dressed up, but I do love to get dressed up. That's in real life. This individual is very into getting dressed up. And then over here in the corner, you have your nice big mirrors. And I did try to go with some symmetry in this room because I was running out of ideas. And I find that if you're running out of ideas, if you do something very symmetrical, it's visually impactful as well as good at filling a space because you only have to design about 50% of a space and not the whole entire thing. So over here, you have a couple of vanities for doing your hair and makeup, and then maybe this individual has a little side hustle where they do hair and makeup for friends. But I just thought that this was really cute and fun, and of course it felt empty when you stepped in, so I put in this little lounger and we can just sit on it really fast. And it's always beautiful to do another quick little final spin around with my character sitting, and then at the end you can see how I really filled this space up since we couldn't go in the back corners too deeply on both sides, and just see how I placed everything in the room. There you go. So now let's go and zoom out of the rooms. Okay, so this is our first room that you enter into, which is like a living room, dining room, and kitchen area. I really love the way that this turned out. I just kept adding and adding and adding more and more and more to it until I was happy and satisfied, which it takes a lot, I guess. But that's okay. I was committed, and I think that I accomplished that for myself at least. It might be a little bit too much for some people and possibly even not enough for others. And then hopefully Gameloft soon will allow us to put stuff on these shelves. Come on, Gameloft. And then our second space that I shared with you, our little library and hangout space. I really wanted to put a board game on the table, but it didn't fit the one that I wanted to put on there, which is fine. And then I have my wall of books for my focal point instead of doing like a fireplace. It's hard to do something different than a fireplace, but I like it. And then we have the bedroom, super bright, super pink. I was very inspired by this Le Boeuf bed. I hope I said that properly. I think that the bed was just the perfect inspiration for this room, and it suited it very well, especially for the Dream Snaps challenge. And then we have here our last and final room, the get ready room. I really like the way that this turned out. It was not my original idea for the room. I had no idea, but the idea itself of a get ready room, I mean, is not my original idea. Somebody else came up with it. I'm always on Pinterest looking for new ideas and saving them to boards, and I had something very similar to this, I think, saved to a board. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the views and the support. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And then of course, if you didn't like this video, just give it a thumbs up. And if you want me to make some more videos, let me know in the comments below. You want to see more of my house skins, and I would be more than happy to oblige. Give me a little comment down there and let me know if I should continue to make these videos. I don't know if they're well received. I don't even know if my maximalist style is pleasing to the eye for a lot of others. I know that I prefer it, so it'd be really cool to hear from you guys what you're into. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and get to decorating. Bye guys.